You get that popcorn together, son. Here we go again. You ready? Is you ready? Is Chloe Bailey ready? I didn't know how I wanted to start this. I'm really supposed to not be doing nothing. I'm going to fuck around and have had one meal today. And that might be okay. I got to lose 40 pounds. You understand? Or maybe you don't. But I know what you do need to understand. It's the 6 Paths Commandments. Six Paths Dice here. Mr. Lane, if you need me. Let me make sure I'm on the correct mic. Pause. Please check out my new battle, 6 Paths Dice versus Stack Daniels on Showtime Battle League. It just dropped some good work on there. You enjoy them bars. I ain't gonna lie, I was tearing the fuck up. I ain't gonna lie. Sorry for cursing YouTube. Sorry. I said I was gonna be like a clean, classy YouTuber, and I still am clean and classy. Just human. But anyway, my bad. Where are my manners, man? Let me go ahead and welcome y'all. What's good? What's good? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Let me go ahead and play a few numbers. Oh, goodness gracious. Donations. Gifts. More gifts, nigga. And Chloe Bailey finna get more gifts. I didn't know what I was gonna do this shit in, but we're gonna start with Chloe Bailey. So Chloe Bailey, oh God, man, it's about to be an L. Good, this is not, man. Listen, a lot of you young people taking L's this year. I want to go ahead and read a few of these comments. So this is Chloe Bailey dancing with Burna Boy at I guess they had a club somewhere, something like that. You know what I mean? So somebody wrote, I understand. I love me some African Giant. Someone else said it's like they only clap for women when they're single and lonely. They start to hate when they don't relate. Someone says Chloe enjoying Dead Sea December in the motherland. The ancestors are with it. Stop hating or whatever the kids be saying. I understand, Chloe. I understand. Have fun. Just don't get pregnant. Leave her alone. She's young, beautiful, and having a ball. You know what? Hold on a second. They say Burner is the Nigerian future minus the kids. Get in and get out. So for the most part, hold on, y'all. Where am I at? Reading this comment section, it's either y'all don't know what's good for you or you hate women. Do you realize, first of all, we all grown. It seemed like there was a lot of grown people in the comment section. Y'all know when you're looking at two people that's getting ready to smash. Okay? What you seeing going on right here is the beginning of a journey. It is the beginning of a journey that she might be embarking on for the rest of her life. So if you don't know, she not years ago, not some time ago, you know what I'm saying? She's not 35. You know what I mean? She wasn't in a long-term relationship. She just had a baby. But what you're witnessing is the baby mama pipeline. DDG is an extremely successful streamer and online personality. You know, he's a young guy. He's getting to his bag, right? And they just had a kid together. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me pull up the.
You know, it's like you can't really be too secretive. And then what happened? Usher invited us out.
That's crazy how you kept it so private. Like, how was that whole?
So this is DDG in an interview talking about, you know, when him and Haley first, you know, start going out.
Process.
It was hard because you want to do cool stuff. You want to go to Nobu. You go to Nobu in the summertime, you got paparazzi lined up on the street. You know, it's like you can't really be too secretive. And then what happened? Usher invited us out to go to the show. It was in Vegas. Sitting in the little front row, and somebody just took a picture of us, and then that's how it started online. But the public relationships is terrible.
That's crazy how you kept it so private. Like, how was that whole process?
It was hard because you want to.
Let me see if I can pull something else up this time in terms of them together and all that.
There are two types of couples. Exhibit A.
So this is them together. This is not a long time ago. This is in the last 2 years. It's not, this wasn't, that child they have is not 10, 15, nothing like that. These people are very young people. Okay. So she had that child. She got pregnant for him a while back, and she had that child fairly recently. So I don't think I guess the baby about 1 year old. You understand? I had another clip right here. People was talking about this. Now, this is right before they so-called split up. And Usher is really what we call, Usher's actually a villain. I don't think y'all make enough room for that possibility, because why wouldn't he be a villain? Why wouldn't he be scorned? He's someone that escaped the like diddling, I guess. You know what I'm saying? He's permanently scarred from that, you understand? And he never just was the same after being close friends with Sean Puffy Combs as a young man. You know what I'm saying? So now what he does to avenge for the traumas that he has suffered is that he brings trauma to people's relationships. So what he does at shows is gets a bowl. And first of all, who eats cherries? I don't even see people buy cherries. Okay. So like a freak, because I don't know what grown man says, yo, we need, I ain't gonna lie, that's freaky. You know what that is? And I'm not on the no Diddy train and calling Diddy a freak, but for the sake of comedy, that you with diddling a little bit. You're being a diddler disciple. It's very freaky. So what he does is he goes to the crowd and starts feeding you, you know what I'm saying? Women in relationships, grapes. There are plenty, listen, there's plenty of black women there, so there's plenty of single women there. You know what I'm saying? He can find single women to give the damn cherries to. He looks for the nigga and whoever's in the closest proximity, you know what I mean? And don't let you be a celebrity. You cannot be a celebrity and come to your show without Usher trying to violate your relationship or shit test your relationship. All right. So if not for DDG manning up and turning the tables and taking control of his life, he has snatched the cherry from Usher, and he was nice about it. He smiled about it. Let me tell you something, young men out there. If your girl ever do anything, it's certain times you're not gonna make it if you don't put you're gonna have to put her through the ringer sometimes, bro. Because men don't be realizing a majority of your relationship and your experience with women is problems. It's just that men are biologically designed to love and care about and tolerate and want to be good to women. And I'm not saying not to do that, but you're going to have to find excuses. Like, it can't be nothing that's too serious. Something where like, yo, she's not going to have the heart or the drive to want to argue back about it. Something that's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? You're going to have to do that because she needs that stimulation. And also, it's another way of showing her that, yo, that you ain't no punk. Because if she thinks that you'll never start a fight, she's just going to keep starting fights. She's never going to want to be peaceful with you if she thinks you too peaceful. Now, so that's how you make her want to be peaceful. So sometimes, listen, I heard 2K say something that was very profound the other day. That nigga said, listen, fellas, put your girl through the ringer. Put her through the ringer. Because that's mostly what she do with you, is piss you off, like in a very serious way. And men had to really recall how often they've been pissed off at their girl or known that we're having this problem because you're making an effort not to cooperate with me, or you're trying to not rock with me. And that's probably what went on between Chloe Bailey and DDG. You know what I'm saying? Was that, yo, this probably was about attention, probably was about him being too focused on the money and focused on really his career more than likely. And it probably started with just her making a threat. A lot of times women will also leave relationships because they're trying to prove a point, or they're usually trying to control the man in some kind of way. And what she'll do is, she mostly tries to control your emotions. So she'll do things that make you emotional. That's not a part of withholding affection, withholding validation, withholding the love. You know what I mean? Because she knows it puts you in a perpetual state of never feeling confident in yourself, never feeling good about yourself. You know what I mean? We see it play out with the whole Kendrick and Drake thing. For the most part, seeing how people went out their way to make it seem like Drake it's over, his career's over. I see niggas making blogs talking about is he going to be okay? Can his career recover? Nigga, he's been giving all of you hits for 15 years. He's one of the reasons why hip-hop kept going. Actually, this stupid shit. So anyway, back to this journey that Chloe is on. So Chloe has chosen to be a baby mother. You know what I'm saying? And what we see in this video right here is the beginning. Yo, the best thing for Chloe Bailey to do is to beg. Do whatever she has to do. Let me show you a quick video real quick. Real quick.
Cooking with Kaya. Cooking with Kaya. Cooking with Kaya. Come on. You need to be turning. Come on, you need to be turning around by now. Welcome to another video. Cooking with Kaya. Cooking.
What's in my house? So that's Cooking with Kaya. I don't know if y'all know who that is or not, but let me show y'all a video, beloved, just in case you don't know who that is.
1, 2, Kaya's coming for you. Wake up and make a man some breakfast before I.
Ooh, all right. So so you guys kind of see what's going on. You see the whole situation, okay? This is mostly a situation because you ninjas are so weak. You ninjas can't even, you live with a woman, you in a relationship with a woman, and you can't get a warm meal. She don't think you need a warm meal. She don't even like for you to be happy. That's why this girl is popping. I bring it up because, all right, so we see in one visual, Burna Boy is getting ready to take Chloe Bailey on a hell of a tizzy tour. You know what's crazy too? With men like that, women don't. Shout out to AC, my bad. That's not even my term. Tizzy tour is not even my term. But listen, he's getting ready to put her on that carousel. All right, he's going to be one of many stops. All right, and what's interesting was the comment section. Whether y'all realize it or not, that's some degenerate shit. She's a mother with a small child at home. It's just shit that you can't do, and this is the byproduct of making people think they can do what they want. That's one of the reasons why liberalism and wokeism has to go, because y'all encourage people to go down dangerous paths. She needs to be begging to get back with her child's father, and hope he take her back. I showed you that video of DDG and Cooking with Kaya because he will, as long as he's popping, even if he ain't popping, he'll always be able to pull girls like that. And I'm not saying Chloe Bailey can't get no other man or nothing like that, but yo, you're walking around, whether you like hearing this shit or not, you're walking around with another man's kids. That child belongs to that man. And that child needs to be under the leadership and protection of that man. That's the only way to keep your child safe, is for that child to be with their father all the time, every day. Because you got to realize, in her mind, she thinks that she can do the swap out. Women really think that they can swap out their baby daddy for another man. And I always say, I think it's because y'all confuse the love, because you get this confidence from, because again, love makes you confident, makes you feel good about yourself. So you take how the man help you feel good about yourself and feel like you're worth something. You take those good feelings and you take the confidence that comes from those good feelings and then take it to another man. And then what you think is going to happen is that even if she feel like, all right, well, I'm going to have fun with this guy, she is expecting someone else to come along and be DDG. Don't get me wrong, she is a celebrity, so it is a possibility. I'm not saying so much that it can't happen. It's just more so like, yo, y'all celebrating this man getting ready to use her for her body, you know what I'm saying? And she's going to be one more experience for him. That's Burna Boy. And we tell you something else. Nothing I love more than seeing the ugly nigga be popping. Because niggas like Burna Boy prove how much black men are the prize. Because I get it. I think what maybe will help guys, I know visually we're thinking, all right, like, you know, you was thinking it's the money, right? So and this is something I've been realizing more and more, right? Is that someone does not have to be gorgeous or very good looking to be attractive. Especially so with women, if a woman has the body of an attractive woman or just a good body, that good body could take, and especially if she has a decent attitude. But that's not a thing that we don't see. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but this thing where it's almost like if you look good enough to get some likes on Instagram, or you have any kind of body, you just get this feeling of you think it's worth so much more than it really is. You know what I'm saying? Or you think that it gives you the right to have a terrible attitude. You know what I mean? Or that you can. No, scratch. It's the lies. And it's the willingness to engage in baddie syndrome. Because a part of baddie syndrome is that, you do not believe you need to develop any intrinsic qualities, and you have this, for whatever reason, a strong belief that you are in the top tier of attractiveness in terms of women, despite however you look. It's really weird. But going back to black men being the prize. So a woman just having a great body can bring her face up. Well, it goes for anyone. If your body, like, so as folks, all right, so for black men, big breasts and but especially the hips, wide hips or a big booty, that signals feminine. That's a woman. That's definitely a woman. That is a woman, definitely. You know what I'm saying? And for women, very tall, strong looking and whatnot. It's almost like if you got to look at it like if you were an alien, right? And it's like, all right, they got this, they got that. That's definitely a woman. You know what I'm saying? Or they got this and got that. That's definitely a man. So that's kind of like what it is. You know what I mean? Like he has the masculine thing going on, and also it can be like men being a little bit ugly can be attractive. So when men, again, that's the power of being in good shape too. That's the power of being in good shape. Let me tell you something, If you overweight right now, if you got titties and stuff like that, listen, no man supposed to have breasts. I mean, that's nothing I had to ask myself too. Like, why was you cool having breasts all these years? So I still do, right? But I'm a work in progress. I know how wrong it is for a man to have any kind of breast, any kind, of any order. Damn, I ain't play no sound bites the whole show, man. My bad, y'all. Hold on, man.
That's cap. I accuse you of capping.
That's not how this. I sure don't.
They don't know what's going on.
They never had my back.
He told me how much he wants to protect you.
They never had me.
My bad. I pushed pause by mistake. I told y'all I was gonna leave y'all alone, man. I was gonna leave y'all alone tonight, man. But nah, the work can't stop, man. We gotta run through these topics real quick. So Cardi B, I'm always gonna give Cardi B her respect, because Cardi B was one of the first people to basically be able to create a following online that actually translated into a music fan base. And it was mostly because the record she chose to hop on or chose to put out, or her label chose to put out, were all the correct moves. You know what I mean? But I guess Cardi was never meant to be someone who rap fed, because we don't really know where her chops like actually are. We just know that Cardi has the grit and the unique delivery. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, listen, I think everyone enjoys hearing Cardi rap. You know what I'm saying? And but she might be one of the people who pushed thought rap like all the way to the forefront. Because I think in a way she got you ready for City Girls, got you ready for Megan Thee Stallion and whatnot. Not that she was saying anything that was too crazy, it was just the fact that you know that she's from the bottom. She's a dancer, a hood dancer at that, and a hood dancer with crooked teeth. It's before she fixed her teeth, before the glow up. Actually, Cardi B might be one of the greatest examples of a woman with baggage syndrome, except Cardi took a little bit of time to develop somewhat of a personality to the point where she can be likable. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, a lot of dancers the dancers that don't have severe mental issues, because most people who do sex work are crazy. Because that's the only way. Because listen, after a while, you learn that some jobs are crazy people jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like anything where you sell shit in the street. If you sell, like the other day, I was laying down taking a nap and I hear a knock on my door. I think that maintenance was supposed to come to my apartment to look at several things. I mean, several. Well, you know what?
You think I have somebody I love in the bricks?
They got me in the bricks, right? So I'm thinking it's them. And I get to the door, and it's a very slim lady, a bloated stomach. And I'm you know, we talking and whatnot, right? And I'm somewhat groggy, and it takes me a minute to realize, all right, you're American, you're an American black woman. You're not with the company, because most people just they only speak Spanish. So you don't have a Spanish accent, so you're not like Dominican or Puerto Rican or like that. You were in this building, and I'm like, oh. So she asks me, she starts going through the whole alternative energy thing. It's not real. It's not real. You can't help me with my energy bill. The fuck you talking about? I don't care. Any job where you gotta go to niggas' doors is crazy. Yo, could you imagine? Yo, niggas don't come to your door to sell weed. And then you will be more successful knocking on niggas' doors saying, hey, how's it going? Do you want to buy some marijuana? I know your kids are home right now. But especially with Cash App and Venmo and Zelle, ain't no excuse now. Like, you don't need cash. You can Venmo that nigga. He just need to have an LLC for tax purposes. Write shit off. He's got to write that he drives 100,000 miles a year. So we talking. I forgot what the hell she said. So I mean, I knew that I didn't want to have this conversation. I wasn't interested in whatnot. And I'm like, I just figured, listen, it's late. And then she said, yeah, this was like my last block. I'm like, first of all, how you get into the fucking building? Like you're in. I live here. You've come here to harass me about something I don't want. But that's how. But you know, anywho. And I was when she walked. When I sent her off, I said, all right, man, this has to stop. I was like, damn, like I wonder like what her life been about. I wonder what her life been like. You know what I'm saying? Wonder what led you to doing this job? This is not a job. You realize this is not a job. Like this job is for like really young people and people who can't really maintain a job because Walmart is always hiring. You'll make more money at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, crazy people jobs. You understand? So Cardi B comes from that. So I was want to kind of preface it with that. And she found a way to keep herself in the news no matter what. So this is a part of like her whole thing, right? Her whole shtick.
This where you at if you fuck up on ice, nigga. And I feel like niggas don't take that. Like I said, I know a boy, I know a guy that he literally rich motherfucker. And he literally told me to my face, I'd rather deal with 7 and 8 than a 10. They literally told me that shit in my face because they just like one little thing and they're off. Like one little thing is like they just don't feel like they gotta compete. They gotta feel like they're already picking. And it's crazy that this how men are feeling. It's crazy how that's how men are thinking nowadays. Like it's like nah, like these 10s are not trying to compete. They're just trying to get picked. Like the 7 and 8s, they're gonna do what you say.
Let me tell you something. For better or worse, now this is someone. Don't get me wrong. I think Kevin Samuel's system of 1 through 10 was a bit strict, but it was important to put some kind of number to it because it made people start kind of think about ranking, and it humbled a lot of people. Because a lot of people had to start saying, I'm average looking, which is nothing wrong with being average looking. Most of us are average in most things. Nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But he did give physical examples. So what people think a 10 is someone who looked good or looks very good to you. A 10 means that you are beautiful enough to be on the cover of something. Like someone would see you somewhere and offer you a modeling contract. Or you're asked to do stuff like, you know what I'm saying? Or you can like compete with other girls. Really beautiful people. That's why they call it beautiful people. Like all you women, like y'all act like if all men needed to be called tall. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm like, imagine how y'all would feel if you on a blind date and his man keeps saying, nah, you know what I mean? He's strong dude, tall dude, you know what I mean? I'm saying, he's big and tall. You know what I mean? It wouldn't matter if she was 5'3". If a nigga that's 5'7" pop out, because if you're 5'3", he's 5'7", that's still bigger than you. That's still taller than you. You know what I'm saying? But if I say he's big and tall, you're thinking 6 feet. But he still would be tall. He is tall. Because that's average male height. 5'7" to 5'9" is how tall niggas actually is. And that's like maybe American men and black men for the most part. Be honest with you. I'm sorry, black men and like white men maybe. Other than that, other groups of men, most of them are between 5'6" and 5'9". All right. That's being generous. Most men are about between 5'6" and 5'8". It's life. Understand? But anywho. I actually got into it. It wasn't really a back and forth, but I ain't gonna lie. I hate to simp, but she is fine. So somebody simped out. So she said, this is where she has it distorted. It's normal for a woman to be submissive to a man. The right man, ! And furthermore, it's unladylike to be loud and vulgar. Women that are truly feminine know how to move gracefully when there's discord. Okay, that's another thing that we keep seeing too. I don't know what's going on with Shorty. I'm not gonna click on her profile and whatnot. Oh, my bad. I ain't show y'all that. It's cool. Actually, it's better. It's better I ain't see it because I don't want to be make it seem like I'm singling her out. But anyway, she's a very attractive woman. Actually, I think she had surgery, with the booty and whatnot. But she's a beautiful woman. Like she's actually beautiful. All right. Like she is someone that most guys I think would say is a 10. Even with her being a little older, she's a 10. You know what I'm saying? You would say most guys would think she's a 10. Now, maybe I wouldn't use 10 to describe really anyone because 10 means once in a lifetime beauty. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not, you know what I mean? That's the whole point of it being a 10. It means perfect. It means like no one looks better than you. You know what I'm saying? Or no one's more attractive than you. So like Kevin will always say people like Kelly Rowland, Rihanna, like Rihanna, her prime, in terms of someone that's attractive enough to catch your attention, someone that's attractive enough to where it makes sense to you for them to be in the limelight. Now she's older now. I think she had another baby, so she got big. But also Rihanna's like almost 40 years old, so she up there. Everyone you grew up listening to used to fuck with, all them niggas is old now. You know what I mean? But one thing I wanted to point out. So what I said to the young lady was, so you purposely got into a relationship with a man that you knew that wasn't the right man? Because what it is that it's goalpost moving. Women will say stuff like, yeah, because what they're doing is trying to respond to the stereotype of black women are not submissive and they don't listen. And their counter argument is will submit to the right man. But the criteria is never agreed upon, and it's never agreed upon it's not agreed upon at all. There's no conversation you're having with anyone where, or even with other women, where you say, this is what a good man is, or this is the kind of man in a realistic way. Not I'm going to basically do you how we did black folks, how America did black folks when we first was voting. There were voting sites where someone asked the person to guess how many marbles were in a jar, or how many jelly beans were in a jar before they could vote. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what dating has been for, or relationships have been for black men. It's like that woman, I forget what it probably was a movie with Martin Luther King, right? Where the black lady goes up to the front, say, I'm here to vote, and says, all right, well, before you can vote, you got to guess how many marbles I have in this jar, and then you can vote. You know what I mean? And it's like, of course you're going to say, you know what I mean? But that's kind of how it's been, where it's like that's how quickly the rules change. And in a lot of ways, that's one of the reasons why we're not getting nowhere, because for the most part, a lot of men, like, women's control in their relationship is like the American dollar at this point. I heard Anton say this. The American dollar is living off of us believing in the American dollar, meaning that we believe it has value. We say it has value, so therefore it has value. You know what I mean? But at any given time, we could just say F the money, yo, we're not using that anymore, and that would be that. Y'all will all have money in your pockets, and for the most part, paper money isn't valuable anyway. You know what I'm saying, necessarily. But anywho. So she responds by saying men and women make that mistake every single day. But that wasn't what I was asking. Because what she's saying is she's trying to basically allude to the argument of, I didn't know, or maybe she doesn't really go in depth saying, oh, well, I was in a situation before where I thought he was a good dude, but things changed. What she's trying to basically do is make it seem as though people, listen, red flags don't pop up. They are ignored. Every time. Every time. And human beings are flawed. It's natural to maybe want to overlook someone's issues or flaws and whatnot. That's not wrong for doing that. But at some point, you become responsible for if you find yourself in a mess. It also depends on what those red flags are. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not someone who thinks that you should just stop dealing with someone for any old thing. But also think that what Cardi said, and let's go ahead and play what Cardi said one more time.
And it's crazy, like, these bitches that don't have nothing, they have to tolerate everything. Like, these bitches, like, if a nigga do some fuck shit, and the next day the bitch is gonna answer the phone. You do some fuck shit to me, I'm putting you on fucking yellow, nigga. You on this. This is where you at. This is where you at if you fuck up. On ice, nigga. And I feel like niggas don't take that. Like I said, I know a guy that he literally rich motherfucker. And he literally told me to my face, I'd rather deal with 7 and 8 than a 10. They literally told me that shit in my face, because they just like one little thing and they're off. Like one little thing is like they just don't feel like they gotta compete. They gotta feel like they're already picking. And it's crazy that this how men are feeling. It's crazy how that's how men are thinking nowadays.
She says crazy that's how men are thinking nowadays. You know what's funny is like, yo, this is a great video, great example how you could say one thing, but a woman's imagination will allow her to hear something totally different. He probably alluded to how these people are terrible people and they don't treat you well. That's why you don't deal with her. And I'm like, you know what? She knows that. There's no way she'll know that. It took me years to realize that. Oh, her breaking up and getting back to what Offset is her permanent marketing plan, because it will always get her core fan base, which is black women, right, and women of color, and and all the sex workers on her side, because these people are always in bad relationships or no relationships, so they'll always be there to cheer on Cardi fighting with a man. Cardi, who are you talking about? Who are you putting on ice? I guess her and Offset still broken up. They were just in the club throwing money at each other. I saw a video. It didn't say it was old either. They were just in the club doing. They just doing marketing. I'm like, fam, they maybe got an alternative lifestyle. Maybe he do bang chicks outside the relationship. Maybe she do her thing. I don't know. But they not breaking up. They just had kid. They just had another kid. She has 3 kids by him. She's not going nowhere. That's her man. Okay, and also it keeps them in the news too. Whether y'all like it or not, listen, that publicity keeps them popping, bro. I mean, it is what it is. It keeps them popping. You understand? But yeah, but the way she expressed it was very much like, and it's interesting how women will phrase things and tell stories. What she wants to signal to you is she wants to pile on to the argument of men don't try as much as they used to. Men are not as tolerant. Men are this and men are that. Men aren't trying to impress you. I saw a post one time about how men are not as persuasive anymore, meaning that they're not willing to go through you saying no first before, but you know what I'm saying, before they get to a yes. Which I understand what she means. It's just that things have changed. Women have always played these games, but now the games are dialed up. What she's also speaking to now, she said, "Oh yeah, because tens, because any old thing, and they want to stop the relationship and whatnot." What she's also speaking to is how many lies women seem to think they have in dating. They think that they can just keep respawning. Keep it a stack. Your dating life, you're probably going to meet 2 men who are going to be the kind of men where you feel like I can be with him for a lifetime and I'm okay with that. You might meet 2. A man could possibly he can meet he may only meet 1. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of the opportunities, because for the most part, the way you look at your woman is how you should be looking at if you have ever had to hire someone or have to supervise someone. You're not looking for the perfect person. You're looking for someone who is as close to the qualifications as possible. And like, yo, you know that because you've established the qualifications. Someone who can do these daily responsibilities, and that sounds good to them, or has experience doing these daily responsibilities. And for the most part, you create a formula for the ideal candidate. That's how men have to look at dating. You know what I'm saying? The way I look at it, I'm like, well, nah. I'm like, I told my dad on Thanksgiving, I said, yeah, I'm gonna have to start hiring again. Listen, it's a good time to come join Death Row. Because when for next year, this channel finna be motherfucking popping. And I put that on my mother soul, nigga. Soul circus. I had to get one off. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know,
Now, you think I have somebody I love in the bricks?
no, we're not never gonna be in the bricks.
They never had my back.
He told me how much he wants to protect you.
They never had my back.
Never had my back, man. And Cardi B does not have your back. But let's go ahead before we go. Let's go ahead and read a few comments over here. Someone said, "The whole face expert, the whole face expert, take off the makeup, hair, waist trainer, eyelashes, and remove the surgeries, and you magically turn into the very woman you're talking about. Not to mention, you're a 5. With all those things, well, a 7 because you have pancake areolas. Listen, a big areola is always popping. I don't know if you mean that in a negative way or not, but listen, Cardi B is not a 10, and that's what I was saying before. Like, yo, Cardi B had a whole glow up, bro. Cardi B looks so much better because for one, she probably had surgery in her face too. Because Cardi's like a regular looking girl, you know what I mean? She always had like a pretty, like, nice body and whatnot. But yo, she done had everything done up. You know what I'm saying? She had a whole glow up, and like she's like the archetype, the prototype for the woman that literally changed her whole rating. You know what I'm saying? But also, it's funny that women follow her the way she does, but she did the opposite of what all y'all do. She had her kids very young, right, in her 20s, in her prime, when she can still have them, and she has 3 kids under her belt. And I think Cardi is younger than. Hey Google. How old is Cardi B now?
Cardi B is currently 32 years old.
God dang, she's only 32. So Cardi B could have a few more kids before 36. You know what I'm saying? Before, like, she's not able to have kids anymore. Okay? If she thought that man was so terrible, she would not have 3 kids with him. But anywho, like, share, subscribe. We're going to take a quick break. I think I might do one more topic before I lay down. I'm going to go handle this food real quick. I'll be right back. Just resuming, no intro. That's cool. All right, man. Before we close out, man, I think I'm gonna run through this topic with Casanat real quick. So Casanat, you YNs are just gonna keep losing. Like honestly, real talk, if you're a young bull, you shouldn't be thinking about getting into a relationship, honestly, like a serious relationship. When actually the more successful you are or are going to be, the more you need to seriously vet for a relationship. All right. He's made the first mistake he's making is I think this girl is actually a personality. Yo. You asking for it. When you are at a certain point, you need your girl to stay out the way even more. Because, like, yo, you have a high profile. All right? You got a high profile. Whatever y'all do is going to be in the news. And young people in general have a history, just have a reputation, especially now, because a lot of us think it's cool because we haven't made it cool to be mature. We have to make it cool, and it's mostly from having lack of male influence and being raised to think it's okay to disrespect and basically not respect and not fear men. So never really take a man all that serious, and we made that into a whole culture. As far as black folks go, to the point where I don't know, like even me, right? I said this to my young guy the other day. I said, listen, when you really show someone some love for real, meaning that you really give them some real, it's not so much about advice, but taking the time out to have a certain conversation with you, or make sure that you're giving the information. The best thing someone can ever give you is information. Is it give you a reference point. Teaching is so important. Also, comprehension seems to be a problem. We see that in the Kendrick and Drake shit. Niggas saying that Drake called black people slaves because Drake rapped a line like, always rapping like you're trying to get the slaves freed. Acting like you don't know. First of all, that was a bar. Like, he was clowning. I'm sorry. No, listen. Family Ties is one of the greatest diss records ever put together. Sorry. Like, the flow was a nigga. Yo, Drake did so many different motherfucking flows to break down their relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the bars at the end and whatnot. He was, for the most part, I think he rapped for a good 5 minutes. For the most part, like, yeah, that was like 2 Kendrick tracks. I think 616. It was like 2 minutes. Meet the Grabs, I think it got taken down because, you know, he fell for the little booby trap and whatnot. But anyway, we're here to talk about that. We're here to talk about, what is this? Casanat and this new girl. Right, my bad. Here we go.
This shit weird as shit, Chad. I got a girl. I got a girlfriend. Me.
Casanat did announce that he has a new girlfriend named Gigi.
This shit weird as shit, Chad. I got a girl. I got a girlfriend. Me. I got a girlfriend. Wow. Wow. I got a girl. Hey. Yo. I got a girlfriend.
Casanat bought in his birthday on stream last night. Happy birthday to Casanat. And Gigi, his girlfriend, got him a Spider-Man birthday cake.
Damn. Chad. Yeah, she got me a Spider-Man cake. Wow,
Fair
you
use,
so
fair
nervous.
use, educational uses.
My girl, Chad. I mean,
Now, you know what? Shout out to Travis Hunter. So, even though I said ideally you asking for it if you were the girl that's in the spotlight, but this is what I mean by the presentation. When she came into the room, she the way she's interacting with him, that's very mindful, very demure. I'm not gonna say cutesy because a man of my stature can't be using words like cutesy. I'm sorry, can't do it. I never change. I change every day. But anywho, I gotta give him that. You know what I'm saying? Like she's showing him love. That's that's the body language of people who like each other.
That's mad people in here. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, come on,
You pretty as hell. God damn.
Stop.
Damn.
Stop, please.
Damn.
So yeah, man, like yo, shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? He going through, you know what I mean? That listen, you gotta realize that he's 23 years old. He's still at the height of his hormones. Okay, let me tell you something. It's really he's in a tough position. You making mad money. This boy is so rich. Like I said, I tell my little, I talk shit to my little brother all the time. Like, so you gonna let Costa not just out earn? You gonna let him just get all the money? He getting all the money. All 5'3" of them. He getting all the stacks. You don't want none of them stacks? I want some of them stacks. After that, 37. I'm like, nah, forget that. You want to outwork me. And that boy be working hard. You know what I'm saying? So I bring that up as a reference, you know what I'm saying? Because Myra from Fashion Fit went on a whole tirade. And I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like you make the male YouTube space look so like you're so hateable, man. Like goodness gracious, and and you're like a black racist. Like what? Like how you gonna say that you? I don't think he's black. I think like I don't. Why are we letting him say he's black? I don't think he's black. I think he's like Middle Eastern. He says nigga a lot, and he called that black girl the N word.
But what I will tell you is this. He don't know shit about women. He's going to have to get burned a few times to learn this shit. Bro, the worst thing you could do when you got money, status, and some fame is get with a girl that also wants some money, status, and some fame, bro. When you got money and you're lit, you need to get a chick that don't give a fuck about none of that shit. She becomes your assistant. She's on camera when you tell her to be on camera. She don't got her own channel. She don't got her own shit. And if she does have her own shit, you collect all the money. It's your shit. You got the logins for everything. Her fame is through you and you control everything. She don't make a video without your approval. She don't make no money without your approval. You take everything because you're the one that put her on if you so to decide to do that. But the problem is when you get a girl like this, that's already an influencer, trying to get a come up. He's a successful streamer. I'm not going to take that away from him. But what I will tell you, you're already up. Come on, man. Ulterior motives. And look, this is a very average looking black chick, bro. Like she's not ugly, but like you could go find this man. Why you got to go with a chick that's an influencer? These young niggas never learn, bro. They never learn. And the problem is that everybody in this crew, right? They're all young niggas, or simps like this Phantom nigga, man. So,
like Myron, you can't use both. You can't use both N-words. Did he not go to the training? He didn't go. Beloved didn't go to the training. When I heard him call that girl the N-word with the hard ER, I was like, God, dog, that is what's wrong with you? But people have been making a point about the behaviors and the behaviors towards Americans from people who are not, FBA, people who are not, and how there's like this like lack of respect for the culture, for the people, and just everything, right? And it's interesting. I don't know, like I said before, I feel like I was told he's supposed to be black. It's weird. So, but you would have to like not understand basically black culture to think that you can use both. Like, what the hell was that? Like, you called that woman you know what I'm saying? And I hear he be on like alt-right, like rooms and shit like that, and he always getting played out by like the, I guess, racist Twitter. I don't know, man. He's into some stuff, man. He's into some weird stuff. And he got the whole like wig hairline going on now.
Look, man, I know he has issues with some of my viewpoints, right? And I'm not even saying this to shit on him. I'm really not. I'm saying this out of love because I know I ain't gonna be able to talk to this nigga because it's probably we don't have this. He's with his crew don't like us, which is fine, no problem. You're already up. Come on, because the whole agent shit. Because we don't fuck with agent. Because agent was making videos talking shit about us, and I said that he's a dirty Somalian pirate, whatever the fuck he is, right? And I make fun of him for his forehead and all this other bullshit, right? Him and Lowe and all these other fucking losers. So, yeah, he ain't going. I'll never be able to tell him this shit. So, look, someone want to clip it, send it to him, whatever. The takeaway is this: your boys around you aren't going to tell you the truth. And probably a lot of them don't even understand this shit. A lot of them probably aren't red pill aware if I'm going to be all the way 1,000. A lot of black niggas are simps. Right? 23 years old, bro. When I was 23, I didn't know my way around women like that. Right? And I had by 23, I had a lay count of 20 or 30. Still, didn't matter. You really got to this shit takes time to acquire. So I don't expect you at 23 to know this shit. So let me just tell you. Wifing of a girl that has career aspirations, because the whole agent shit, because we don't fuck with agents, of being famous, being a celeb, being an influencer, whatever it is, bad mojo. Very bad. Never wife those girls, sex and recreational use only, because her motives and her career path is always going to come at odds with yours. And then once she gets what she needs, you're no longer going to be the guy that she wants. And then you also got to be real with yourself. How tall are you? What's your sexual market value like? What's your game like, etc.? Would she be there with you if you didn't have the status and the money? Right? It's probably going to be a no, man. Honestly, it's probably going to be a no.
Yeah, so somebody wrote in the comment section that it's a good message, but from a horrible messenger. That's not up to y'all to decide. And people got to realize that it doesn't matter who comes with the information. It's like saying that's like if you were sick and someone has the cure, but it's someone you don't like, and you say, "Oh, I don't want you to give me the cure because I don't like you." No, you need to go ahead and probably get the cure. That's what you would need to do. And it's a high vibrational behavior to recognize when you're being helped, when someone's helping you. You know what I mean? Like I said before, when you really love people, it makes them hate you. It's like those times you might have hated your parents because your parents were loving you by not letting you do whatever you want to do, say whatever you want to say. It might be you've had strong feelings towards your parents. That's a part of someone really loving you. They had to know when to say no. You can't do that. No, you can't get away with that. That's what keeps humanity moving forward. We've stopped doing that. We've stopped shaming. And also we've stopped. We just interrupted the whole balance. Again, black men are getting to a point where they're starting to feel like, men in general are starting to feel like, they're done trying to put this shit back together. But I do have faith that things will change. You know what I mean? But what's going to have to happen is more and more men are going to have to start becoming more self-aware. We would never be able to have the Travis Hunter conversation how we are now, where there are young men who could look at that and say, okay, we're all in agreement on this is not how I don't want to look like that. I don't want my girl to treat me like that. You know what I'm saying? Seeing how it looks. Because if I would have seen these things when I was younger, I would have never been with my ex for so long. You know what I'm saying? And he also Myron made a really good point about understanding what category that woman fits in. Some women are just cool to hang out with. They might be cool to really actually talk to, maybe have coffee with and whatnot. Some women are just cool to have fun with. However you want to define that, you know what I'm saying? But mostly relations. But I'm just saying, that's what they are. Okay? Women categorize men all day long. Yeah, some women have dudes they call to have fun. Or they rock with him because he's fun in an adult way. That's what adults do. You know what I'm saying? So, and I say this a lot of times to my homeboy and whatnot. I'm like, a lot of chicks that a lot of dudes be rocking with. If you actually understood what you were giving in a relationship and you actually thought it was valuable, you would think about things differently. Because for the most part, a lot of men choose women that they think is going to look up to them. rather than just becoming as popping as possible. You know what I'm saying? And do the work. And also, I had one more point. I had another really good parallel, but it escapes me. But anywho, the aspirations and motivations. I mean, listen, you really need a woman who is able. And don't get me wrong. Sometimes women are able to do all that. It's up to what she wants to do if that's her ambition. But if you want to have a good relationship, you want to have a better relationship with a woman that really feels like I want to be all about you. In turn, not so much all about you, but really wants to support you in life. You know what I'm saying? And wants to be there for you in life. You know what I mean? And it's about you, because that's the kind of woman that is going to, again, the more you're around someone who makes you feel good about yourself, you become more confident. No one ever becomes more confident and feels better about themselves after being told they're not good enough, or being told, hey, you know, I want to break up with you. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm just going to break up with you out of nowhere. Type shit. You know what I mean? And we're getting more and more into this culture of ghosting, outside of just dating, just in general, how we deal with situations. We just, and this goes for friendships and, you know, co-workers, stuff like that, where one day you and me are speaking, then one day I decide I'm no longer going to speak to you and everything. And it's not a mutual thing where you know what happened, or we've even had a falling out. That is psycho behavior. When people do shit like that, if you ever experience something like that, don't say nothing to them. Read the room, don't say nothing to them. Don't give them the satisfaction of being able to take you through an experience, or being able to express some feelings to you. It's a lot of power in letting a woman express her feelings to you, or letting a woman talk. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So you should be looking for something like that. I mean, and who knows? Maybe it could work out. But hey, I just covered DDG and Chloe Bailey. That girl done had a baby for DDG and already left him. And you can see her literally on camera getting ready to hop on that carousel with Burna Boy. And then women are supporting. I'm like, fam, she's about to go through and what could be an involuntary whole phase. The reality is that, you can very easily get into a relationship every year or two. You know what I'm saying? If you want to, even more, maybe more than that, right? And like before you know, by the time you're 35 years old, you could have had like at least 10 relationships. The girl not even 25 yet, I don't think, you know? So another thing he pointed out too is that he's only around young men. I mean, he calling the YNs, the young niggas, right? He's only around young men, which is the worst thing that a young man could be doing. You need to go seek out. I don't care if it's just someone you talk to for a few minutes every now and then. You need to seek out older men who know more and talk to them and sit with them, because that way you can benefit from their experiences and their bad experiences. Now, that's the greatest thing an older man can give you is stories of bad experiences. So you have a point of reference and you don't do the same shit, or you got some information from someone who has the experience. All experience is relevant. The only thing relevant is experience. From what I've seen on camera and whatnot, they seem happy, but also it's young love and whatnot. And not only that, again, you're going to be better in a relationship once you know what your program is, once you know what your thing is, you know what I'm saying, and how you want to run things, how you want to do things. You know what I mean? Because that way you can communicate more properly, and your woman can get a better idea of like who you are and what you're about and where you guys are going. You're just a better leader when you're older. So I know it's hard to tell young guys to not be smashing and having relationships and stuff like that. But more than likely, Myron is probably 100% correct for the most part. That's how it goes every time. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I mean, she's already shown like, her interest is in being famous. So here you go. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe. I was supposed to go to bed early tonight, but I couldn't stay away from y'all. I couldn't stay away, man. But listen, man, I love y'all. I love shout out to the new subscribers. Whoever you are, wherever you are, thank you so much for joining the channel and joining the family. I have to come up with a name for y'all. I feel like I keep thinking it's gonna be like something with like a path train. Or 6 something, 6. I'll figure it out. Anyway, love y'all, man. Y'all be safe out there. Peace.